Dear colleagues, welcome to Barcelona. Welcome to the 24th annual meeting of the EMS. It is a pleasure for us to host this annual meeting here in Barcelona, in Catalonia, in the year of the 25th birthday of the EMS. Congratulations, happy birthday EMS, and thank you for promoting the meteorology and climatology during these years. Enjoy the city, colleagues, all the activities and the site events that CAM and MeteoCat we have prepared for you during these days. Enjoy also our typical warm and humid weather at the end of summer here in the Mediterranean coast. Enjoy the city and enjoy the meeting.
Dear participants, on behalf of the Spanish Meteorological Society, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2024 meeting of the EMS. We are honored to host this gathering for second time in Spain after the 2007 meeting held in El Escorial. This year's conference marks a significant milestone as we celebrate the EMS 25th anniversary. By our part, the Spanish Meteorological Society is also commemorating its 60th anniversary with a commitment to promote education and awareness in the field of meteorology. Over the coming days, we have an exciting program filled with insightful keynote and strategic addresses, presentations, posters, discussions, and other activities. Our theme this year reflects the concern of our community in shaping policies, strategies, and technologies that will pave the way towards climate neutrality.
El Servei Meteorològic de Catalunya estem molt contents de ser els anfitrions i els principals impulsors de l'European Meteorological Society, que se celebrarà a Barcelona durant la primera setmana de setembre. La nostra institució centenària és el Servei Meteorològic de Referència a Catalunya, proporcionant dades climàtiques i meteorològiques de qualitat a la nostra societat. I des de 2014 formem part, com a membre associat, de la EMS i participem activament de les assemblees i els congressos anuals. Una de les nostres prioritats és la divulgació en fòrums internacionals i en aquest sentit el Congrés ens ofereix el millor escenari per intercanviar coneixements i compartir experiències d'arreu d'Europa i també del món. Aquest any el Congrés té el lema el paper de la investigació climàtica i meteorològica en la consecució d'una Europa climàticament neutra i això representa tot un repte pel nostre continent. De fet, ens ha de garantir l'arribada d'aconseguir polítiques necessàries per tenir una societat més resilient i garantir d'aquesta manera situacions d'agricultura més resilients, garantir una planificació urbana adequada o donar solucions energèticament basades en energies renovables. Amb la voluntat que el Congrés sigui tot un èxit, des del Servei Meteorològic de Catalunya, conjuntament amb l'Associació Catalana de Meteorologia, hem organitzat activitats paral·leles que creiem que podran ser també del vostre interès. Per exemple, us proposem visitar l'Observatori Fabra, el Barcelona Supercomputing Center o també algunes reserves d'emmagatzematge d'aigua que hi ha soterrades a la nostra ciutat. De fet, també us convidem, com no podia ser d'una altra manera, a la festa del 25è aniversari de la EMS. És per tot plegat, que I wish you a successful conference and hope you enjoy the city of Barcelona and Catalonia.
Dear President of EMS, dear participants, hello to everyone. It's my pleasure to have the opportunity to virtually greet you as President of the Spanish National Meteorological Service, AEMET, and welcome you to Barcelona at this EMS Annual Conference. And of course, let me warmly greet the local host of this event, ACAM, la Asociació Catalana de Meteorologia, and to the Asociación Meteorológica Española, AME, as local supporters. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the EMS for its 25th anniversary and to convey to you a message of institutional support from AEMET to such an important event for the meteorological community. We live in a context of disruptive transformation with three main vectors of change that directly affect the entire field of meteorology and climate. The first one is climate change. The second one is the technological revolution. And the third one is the one related to social changes, with a growing risk of misinformation. To address all these challenges, it is essential to build alliances and to create spaces for collaboration, for sharing and debating the different approaches and the possible solutions. And in this context, without a doubt, the EMS has an essential role. Firstly, as an ally of the National Meteorological Service, and secondly, in providing these spaces for collaboration. So, thank you very much for all your activities. From IMET, we fully believe in the complementary role of the EMS with the National Meteorological Services, and so we will continue supporting its activities. Thank you very much.
As President of the European Meteorological Society, I wanted to use this opportunity to announce that it has been approved in the last few days by the General Assembly that the EMS will be making a pledge to become net zero. This commitment is not only essential for our environment, but also highlights the leadership role that the EMS wishes to take in the global effort against climate change. As scientists, we are acutely aware of the impacts of climate change. The data is unequivocal. Rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and shifting climatic patterns are realities that we see every day. And by making a net zero pledge, we acknowledge the urgency of reducing our carbon footprint. It is a powerful statement that we practice what we preach, showing our dedication to mitigating climate change. Achieving net zero means that we will implement policies and practices to reduce our emissions and monitor and report our progress to ensure transparency and accountability. By integrating these practices, we not only contribute to mitigating climate change, but also set a standard for other organisations to follow. We aspire to serve as a role model for our members, other scientific societies and institutions, demonstrating that ambitious climate action is both necessary and achievable. And we will use our voice to educate others about the importance of climate action. In conclusion, committing to a net zero pledge is not just a moral obligation, but a strategic move that aligns with our core mission. It enhances our credibility, strengthens our leadership, and underscores our commitment to a sustainable future. So please join us in embracing this challenge and feel free to reach out to me during this event, this conference here in Barcelona, to discuss how we can collectively work towards this important goal. Thank you.
The earliest European conference I attended was the ECA meeting in 1999 in Norrköping, Sweden. I remember that we had a very lively discussion about the role of the public and the private sector. My first EMS meeting was then in 2005 in Utrecht, the Netherlands, when Meteoconsult, as a private sector business, was part of the local organizing committee. The comparison of the discussions we had back in 1999 and now in 2024 between the public and the private sector are a good example why the annual meeting is so important to us. We use the annual meetings to come together and discuss the matters face to face. That help to build trust and understand how we better combine each other's strengths for the benefit of society. But attending the annual meeting as a private sector business delivers so much more value. If you want to be innovative, you need to understand what is happening in research and in the academic sector. Many of my private sector colleagues always return from the annual meeting with a large bag of ideas for new products and services. The annual meetings function as a catalyst to convert scientific achievements into actionable insights which help governments, businesses, and consumers to make the right decisions in their weather and climate-dependent activities. Another significant benefit of attending the EMS annual meeting is the opportunity to network with early career scientists. These talented individuals are the future of our field, and their fresh perspectives and innovative ideas are incredibly valuable. For the private sector, this is an excellent opportunity to identify and recruit top talent, ensuring that our companies are staffed with highly skilled and motivated individuals who can drive our businesses forward. It is therefore also a great honor that we, as Primate, sponsor the Early Career Scientists Apero, which will take place on Monday, 2nd of September at 7:15 p.m., and we invite all scientists in their early stages of their career to attend this event. In conclusion, the European Meteorological Society and its annual meeting are vital for the private sector. They offer a wealth of knowledge, foster essential collaborations, and help us stay at the forefront of innovation and sustainability. We congratulate EMS to their 25th anniversary and look forward to many more years of productive and inspiring conferences and initiatives to strengthen our meteorological community.
Climate change and severe weather issues are phenomena that cross national borders. By pooling resources, expertise, and technology, we can develop more comprehensive and effective strategies to mitigate and adapt to climate impacts. Collaborative efforts between the European Meteorological Society and the American Meteorological Society can help build resilience in vulnerable regions, providing support and resources to communities most affected by extreme weather events, thus fostering a more equitable and sustainable global response to these pressing issues. I welcome opportunities for synergies, not only between scientific societies in the United States and Europe, but also between our two societies, the EMS and the AMS, as coordinated strategies will help disseminate content, discuss challenges, and come up with solutions that could save lives. We are stronger together. Happy 25th anniversary, EMS.
Many members of the society of which I'm president, the International Society of Biometeorology, are also regular attendees of the EMS. Our two societies have a memorandum of understanding on the shared vision of advancing biometeorology for the benefit of society, which I feel is of ever-increasing importance in a world ever more affected by climate change. The impacts of climate change can be seen in all areas of biometeorology, from animals to plants to humans, from the individual level to the planetary scale. The collaborations we have between ISB and EMS are critical for society, bringing together the expertise of meteorologists and climatologists with those that study the impacts of the atmosphere on living organisms. We need to have this better understanding to develop ways to mitigate the risks of climate change and extreme events, as well as to adapt as best we can to the changes ahead. Congratulations to the EMS on its 25th anniversary, and we look forward to many more years of collaboration.
Currently, I act as one of the co-editors-in-chief of the newly launched Journal of the European Meteorological Society, GEMS in short. With this new scientific journal, we aim to establish a European platform to disseminate top atmospheric science from the European research community. The GEMS journal welcomes review papers about strategic and disruptive developments in our field, overview papers about experimental field campaigns or modeling exercises, and we also welcome reports of scientific meetings and reports about hazardous weather events, for example. With this new journal, we hope to make the EMS even more visible in the field and to bring the community together to promote atmospheric science in Europe and inspire the younger generations. Please have a look at the GEMS website, and we look forward to your contributions. I wish the EMS a sunny and bright future, and keep up doing the good work.
So my first EMS meeting was the 2014 Annual Meeting and Conference on Applied Climatology, which was in Prague in the Czech Republic. And I was invited to that meeting to give my EMS Young Scientist Award acceptance presentation. And it's now almost exactly 10 years ago when I received the award, and I remember feeling really surprised and honoured to hear that I'd won. And its primary influence on my career, I think, was to give me some prestige and a massive confidence boost, to put myself forward for other things. And specifically, I'm thinking about the permanent academic position I applied for and then got at the University of Leeds the following year. And I've been working there ever since, and I got promoted to full professor last year. So I'll be forever grateful to the EMS for the prize, which in hindsight came at exactly the right time for me.
I was and I am convinced that the cooperation of the European meteorological societies is necessary, useful, and can be best achieved within the European Meteorological Society. In the EMS, all areas of meteorology, such as state and private weather services, the relevant academic sector, the users of meteorological products, the media, etc., can work together for the benefit of the public. Over the last 25 years, undoubtedly, the EMS became an important part of European meteorology, particularly through the annual conferences, and has become a model of collaboration globally. It is gratifying that the visions of Jon Wirenger and René Marin have come true. I am grateful that I was able to contribute a little bit to this development in my different function within EMS.
My voluntary work as a member of the Committee on Meetings can be quite time-consuming at times, but it's also very rewarding. It's great to have such a direct impact on how the annual meetings are organised. I am proud to have played a small part in how the EMS conference has evolved and gone from strength to strength over the past years. I also really enjoy working with all of the members of the COM who come from a variety of different backgrounds, and I've been lucky enough to learn many things from this group of people. Involved. Organising and running the annual conference is a huge task and depends on many volunteers. One easy way to get involved is to become a co-convener of a session. If you really enjoy a session at this year's conference, go and talk to the chair afterwards and tell them that you would like to become involved in the organisation of that session in the future. All volunteers will be warmly welcomed.
Being member of the EMS make us feel that we are part of the European meteorological community. This is very important for us because we feel that we are integrated in a common project promoting the research and the dissemination of the meteorology and climatology. And for the CAM, it's very important because we are a very small society. The EMS give us visibility for those activities that we organize at a European level. For instance, the International Award of Funsare, or the MEDMET conference that we organize every 2 years, the Mediterranean Meteorology and Climatology Conference. I would like to thank the EMS for this support. Happy birthday to the EMS for these 25 years. Go ahead with the project that in the coming years you will have. So congratulations and go ahead.
I'm pleased that since the beginning of the EMS, I have had the opportunity to connect meteorologists who work with the media and those who have only occasional contact with the media or journalists. Together with the colleagues in the Media and Communication Committee, we have organized several workshops and training sessions on communication and interaction with journalists. With my colleagues, we have set up 3 media awards to highlight examples of good practice in communication. One of the media awards is for journalists. It is meant to strengthen the link between meteorologists and journalists. The second award combines communication and education and is usually given to a large project. The third award is for meteorologists or climatologists who was active in bridging the gap between science and the media for many years. The media awards are presented at the Media and Communication session where the recipients also present their achievements. I'm also on the board of the Solco W. Trump Foundation, which supports biometeorologists. Each year we give 6 travel awards to young scientists and 1 award for the first author of an outstanding paper published in a recognized international journal.
My very first EMS participation was in 2004 in Nizza, where I convened a session on urban meteorology and atmospheric pollution, which later took the name environmental meteorology. I convened this session until 2012. In 2007, I became involved in more core EMS activities as the coordinator of the program group Atmospheric and Water Cycle, but especially as I became, at the same time, member of the Committee of Meetings, COM, and of the Program and Science Committee, PSC. In 2014, I even became chairman of both committees, thus deepening my operational involvement with EMS and its annual meetings. One main venture in COM was to restructure the EMS conference from a disciplinary-oriented approach, that is climate and WP observations, communications, into a cyclic integrated approach. The new structure was implemented in 2017 in Dublin, with the 3 current program streams, UP, OSHA, and ES. But all good things have to end sometimes. So after 15 years in the COM and PSC committees and 8 years as a chairman, I felt that a change had to come, and I resigned in 2022. But recently, EMS has managed to involve me with its strategy monitoring group. Looking back, I can say that I have so many and only good and warm memories of people, meetings, or situations during all these years. I have had the pleasure of regularly meeting many colleagues, but also of getting new friends. We exchange views and plan new projects or publication at the conference sites, but also in bars and restaurants of the fantastic cities the EMS caravan went through. Last but not least, it has been a pleasure to work closely with the Executive Secretary Martina Junge, the never-stopping heart of EMS. For the future, I feel the emphasis on societal applications will keep EMS to stand out from all other scientific conferences. Into that direction, EMS can also act as a neutral forum, bringing together med services, private sector, academia, decision makers, end users, and the general public to exchange on their respective expectations and needs in order to develop innovative products from meteorological intelligence. On the institutional level, EMS may wish to follow the example of the American Meteorological Society, who can produce reports and statements that are broadly influential for decision makers, scientists, and end users. So I wish success and long life to EMS and all its individuals involved, and cannot wait for attending its 50th anniversary. Thank you.
The EMS annual meeting already offers a great forum to discuss top-level meteorological research and operational aspects in Europe, and I foresee this continuing in the future. I think in the future the EMS can also offer more interdisciplinary sessions, and I hope to see the public engagement aspect of the conference strengthening in the future.
Happy birthday, EMS. I wish EMS all the best. Many interesting talks, lots of new ideas, volunteers to help, and last but not least, enough budget to realize all the good ideas. All the best, EMS, for the future.
On behalf of the Slovenian Meteorological Society, the Slovenian Environment Agency, and the Cankarjev Dom Congress Center, it is my great pleasure to invite you to EMS 2025, which will take place in Ljubljana. I look forward to seeing you next September in Ljubljana.
first time that I attended an EMS annual meeting was in Berlin in 2011, and I was there to pick up an Outreach and Communication Award of the EMS. Since then, I have attended 11 conferences and have been actively involved in organising the EMS conference, which took place in 2013 at the University of Reading in the UK.
The first EMS meeting I attended was in Berlin in 2012. I love that meeting, and since then, whenever I could, I have attended always.
I personally attended the EMS meeting for the first time during the 5th meeting held at Utrecht in the Netherlands. However, I also had the honor and opportunity to participate in the first meeting of the founding meteorological societies gathered in 1993 at Oxford, back to the first European conference on application of meteorology. It was a momentous and historical meeting.
I had the honor to be one of the delegates who officially founded the European Meteorological Society in Norrköping in 1999. René Morin, the first president of the European Meteorological Society, involved me already in the preparatory phase. From the very beginning, he saw me as a promoter of the importance of communication for meteorological services and as a representative of meteorologists working with the media.
My first EMS annual meeting was in 2004 in Nice, when I was still a PhD student. Since then, I've seen EMS and the annual meeting growing from presentations using overhead projector sheets by then to very flashy presentations that are hybrid and streamed online.
The first EMS conference I attended was in 2011, and it was held in Berlin, in Germany.
The first EMS I attended was in Reading, UK in 2013 when I came over to participate along with 2 of my PhD students to collaborate with European biometeorologists.
The earliest European conference I attended was the ECAM meeting in 1999 in Norrköping, Sweden. I remember that we had a very lively discussion about the role of the public and the private sector. My first EMS meeting was then in 2005 in Utrecht, the Netherlands, when Meteor Consult, as a private sector business, was part of the local organizing committee.
I attended the first annual meeting 2004. That was in Nice 20 years ago. And so many meetings with so much fun in between.
The European Meteorological Society meeting I first attended in person was the 2023 conference in the beautiful city of Bratislava, Slovakia. I enjoyed meeting with leaders from EMS member societies and was heartened by the efforts to build a successful collaboration forum between meteorological societies in Europe. I was also impressed by the breadth of topics discussed, ranging from science to science communication and weather services across Europe.
In 1993, I attended the first meeting of some meteorological societies in a side meeting of ECAM in Oxford, where the idea of increased cooperation between meteorological societies was proposed by John Wieringa and especially René Morin. I had the privilege to participate in further discussions about this topic at ECAM 1995 in Toulouse, 1997 in Lindau, and in particular in a working group on the development of the EMS statute in Leipzig in 1998. Finally, at the founding meeting of EMS at ECAM 1999 in Norrköping, I was elected as one of the first vice presidents of EMS.